You've just found the Montana Outdoor Podcast. Here, you'll discover the people and places that make Montana like no other place in the world. If you love to fish, hunt, or just enjoy creating your own adventure in the outdoors, you have come to the right place. The Montana Outdoor Podcast is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer, home of Boss Snowplows, CM Truck Beds, and Diamond Sea Trailers. Go to rmtte.com and see everything they have waiting for you online, or just come by 5680 Expressway in Missoula, and by Superior Hardwoods of Montana, delivering the highest quality lumber, paneling, flooring, and reclaimed wood products anywhere in North America. Let them guide you through the woods at their showroom in Missoula on Highway 93 South or at superior-hardwoods.com. Now, let's go discover Montana's great outdoors with your host, Downrigger Dale. Have a great show, buddy. Can't wait to hear it.
Thank you very much, Roger. And folks, we've got another interesting podcast. I don't know if some of you may listen to the Montana Outdoor Radio Show, the live radio show on Saturdays. A lot of my podcast viewers and listeners listen to that show. That's our live radio show. And we have the captain on. It was right after August 7th, and there was this strong winds that did a lot of damage. We're going to talk to a fellow that had quite an ordeal on that. But first, I want to welcome a group that has been with us since we first started doing this podcast, and that is a whole bunch of active military personnel all around the world that listen and watch this podcast. I want to welcome all of you and thank you for your service. And we're honored that when you take a break from protecting our country and many other countries around the world, that you spend a little time with us. And we're very honored that you do that. And we hope this podcast brings a little bit of home back to you wherever you are all around the world. Also want to give a big thank you to veterans all across Montana and across the United States. Thank you for your service as well. It's an honor to have you along too. For all the listeners and viewers, wherever you found this podcast, whether it was Apple Podcasts or here on YouTube or wherever, please like and subscribe to our channel if you can. But liking and sharing helps us a great deal. So we hope you do that when you get a chance. Now, back to what happened on August 7th. This was quite a windstorm. And way I first found out about it is the captain does the live radio show with us. And he said, boy, there was an unbelievable windstorm, and it did quite a bit of damage to various people around it. And he said it even toppled over some, camp trailers and that sort of thing. One of the guys that went through that is the guy that's on your screen right now. That's Audie Stein. And Audie, you had a pretty harrowing experience that is just unreal, and I wanted you to share it with our viewers. Now, you were camping. Where was your trailer at that you were camping in?
We had our camper up at a site that we're building a home, just starting on the concrete work up at Josh Kettleson's subdivision right above the fish factory. Actually, I had gotten some gravel that day, delivered about 5 o'clock. Most of the rain, so I picked up my stuff, put it all away, and headed into the camper. And I seen off to the west a crowd. They're kind of a nasty looking cloud. I actually sent my son a text, took a picture, sent it to him. So what do you think this is? He said, probably nothing good. He was on his way home. That's the response I got. Okay. I sent that to him at 5:43. He sent me back at 5:50. So I thought, it's probably over the top of Josh's farm, which is a couple miles away. I called Josh. I said, what's the weather doing there? Well, he said, it's raining really hard. We're supposed to get 50, 60 mile an hour wind. Okay. So the wind hit really fast. Like in a few seconds, my camper's rocking, and I went to get out, and I couldn't get out the door. the wind was blowing against the door so much. I couldn't open the door to get out. That might have been a good thing. So I went back, sat down. I called my buddy Andy Rose. I said, "What is the weather doing down there?" And probably in a few minutes, it had rained a couple inches. Water just running everywhere. And the wind's howling. You can't see nothing. My camper is starting to rock and shake. And every time that's tipping, it's like tipping a little more and a little more. And I'm on the phone with Andy Rose. And I said, "I think my camper's going to go over." And about then I said, "I'm going over." And he's on the phone. He hears a ruffle and he's trying to make contact with me, hollering my name, and he gets nothing. So instantly, him and his wife, they get in their pickup in the middle of a storm and venture their way up there around
Now,
while going past buildings that are blowing down, line culverts. You
Hey,
can't
Adi.
make this stuff up, okay?
Hey, Adi.
Yep.
I'm putting up the first photo that you sent me. And so at this time, were you inside of this,
I was in the camper.
right, laying on its side like that?
I'm laying on the side. I'm inside the camper, buried in rubbish. I can't see anything. I'm knocked out.
Knocked
I
out.
don't recollect being rolled at all. I hit something when it must have first started, and actually the camper lifted up off the ground, spun in the air, and slammed him.
Holy moly!
That's what Andy and Josh. Because if you look at if you look at that photo 1, you look at photo 7. Look
Okay,
at
I'm gonna
photo 2. There's no damage to the air conditioners, but the roof was on the
right.
down at one time. Okay.
Yeah, I've got photo 2 up right now, and
Yeah.
we're looking at that. So that black square thing there, that's
That's it.
the roof,
That's it. That's the air
Mhm.
conditioning.
right?
So,
Okay.
and they
There's
never got marked.
no,
Anyway, Andy and Sam get there and they look at each other, questioning that there's anybody going to survive this ordeal. And Andy gets out, realizing there's still wind and hail and rain, a storm going on, walking
yeah.
around hollering. And I kind of come to hearing him holler.
Mhm.
And I said, "I'm in here." He says, "You're in where?" So he's snooping around, looking around. And about then, Josh Kettleson showed up.
Mhm.
And they said, "We're going to take your Mini X and rip a hole in this, find you." And I said, "No, I can't move. I can't see nothing. It's dark." I said,
Mhm.
you're gonna get me if you." So they tore some roof vents out, and Andy could see my feet. And he says, "Audie, can you wiggle your feet?" I said, yeah, I'm wiggling." So then they kind of found out. So in picture 2,
Yeah.
there was no hole in the roof there.
Right. Okay.
They went and scrounged some of my tools and went to with a sawzall, started cutting that to find me in there.
So that hole, that big rectangular
You
hole,
see there wasn't there.
right? So they cut that with a sawzall to find you.
Yes. So
Huh.
if the next day, figure 4, we made another hole and found my
Right.
glasses and my phone.
Okay.
So
So in looking at picture 4, and I'm looking in those 2 holes there, and there's just all kinds of rubble on the inside. So you're buried underneath all that?
yes. And
Wow.
so the stuff that's on the outside is kind of some of it they pulled out so they could
Yeah.
access me.
Yeah.
And
S-
being all smashed in there, Andy's wife, Sam, was a former nurse, and she says, he's not injured bad yet, but if he's injured and we do something, we could cause serious problems. So we waited for the ambulance to show up, and those guys did their thing. And they said, we got to take all your clothes off because you're bleeding all over. We need to make sure you don't have something serious.
So when they found you, you're still in the trailer
When the ambulance came, I'm inside.
you're inside and you're bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, I tried to scalp my head some, and the whole place was full of glass, so you're cut everywhere. I mean,
Oh, man.
all over. Your arms, and I'm covered with oatmeal, maple syrup, macaroni, pancake flour, along with the fact that when you roll like that, the sewer tanks, the pipes break loose, and the camper's filling up with sewer.
No. Oh, no. So you've got maple syrup on, you've got oatmeal on, and now sewage is leaking on you.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I'm not sure if it was on me, but it certainly had the odor right there. Okay.
yeah.
So the oatmeal was stuck all over me.
So how did they get you out of there, Audie?
Well, the ER people managed to lift me one way, the other got a board under. They packed me out, got me in the ambulance, which the ambulance got stuck. They left ruts, like deep ruts, to get out of where we were.
No way. So now you're in the ambulance and the ambulance gets stuck.
Well,
Oh my
it
God.
couldn't go anywhere until the one driver asked the other one. The two guys in the back with me, the one says to the other one, "Hey, look up front and tell her to put it in four-wheel drive." I heard her comment, "It's in four-wheel drive." Shortly after that, the engine was revving. There was mud flying everywhere, and we started moving.
I'll be damned.
Um,
Wow. So there you are in the ambulance, still got syrup and oatmeal and all that stuff on you. And they're trying to get you to the hospital. And now they got muds flying everywhere and trying to get out of the area where you had been camped. How long did it take them to get unstuck?
Well, I don't, it's hard to say because I don't think all that long. They did. There was good evidence the day before that they were welly stuck because there was big ruts that we filled in. Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go to some more of these pictures just so we can get an idea. So, if we look at picture 3 here that you'd sent, now what am I looking at there?
Picture 3 is actually the floor of the camper.
Okay, so did they tear all
if you look at picture 5,
okay, I've got that up now.
the right side of what's up in the air is the floor.
Okay.
So picture 4 is the roof. So you're looking at the end of the camper right there. And so we hooked onto that and pulled it over. So it sat down on its tires. So all that came over was the floor.
Okay.
That's what that.
And I got you. So then everything else kind of just fell off. That was
everything. Yeah, it was all. There was nothing intact. Everything in there was smashed. I mean, the TVs are all blowed up. The refrigerators flowing around. The ovens in pieces laying everywhere.
Wow. And so if we look at photo 6 here, is that your bed?
Yes. Yeah, that's
holy smokes.
So I don't know exactly because you can't see it, but there was a washer and dryer in there.
Wow.
And I think actually if you look at picture 1, you see the brown front nose.
Yeah. Is
So
that white?
I think when they pulled the trailer over, that pulled down because it was no longer connected.
Right. Okay.
Picture 5, you're looking at the back of the camper and the one wall is slid down against the other one.
Right. I see that. Okay.
And that piece laying out in front was the back wall that was in there that flew out.
Yeah, I can see the ladder on the back wall right there and the license plate and the tail. Oh my God. Jeez. Holy smokes. You're lucky to be alive, Audie.
I've been told that several times. And if I had 9 lives like a cat, I believe I used one.
You used one at least, yes.
And if it wasn't for Andy, Sam, Josh, and his better half
Yeah,
coming as quick as they did, probably wouldn't have turned out
no.
too good. No.
So what was the extent of your injuries once they got you to the hospital?
Well, they stapled a bunch of my hide on my head back together. I was black. A few days later, I had a black eye that went over to my ear. I was literally black and blue from shoulder to shoulder, all the way down my back.
So when you were on the phone and you felt that the trailer starting to go over, at some point you just blacked out that you must have hit your head or something.
I think it went over very fast.
Yeah,
Okay, because it wasn't like I felt I don't remember going through the air. I mean, it started to go, and something hit me, or I hit something, and I was out for 15, 20 minutes, however long it took them to get there.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, I want you to tell us a bit about what kind of a wind you estimate it was that was able to pick that thing up and twist it over. We'll talk about that right after this. You know, they say they don't make them like they used to, but at Superior Hardwoods of Montana, that's kind of the whole point. This isn't just a lumber yard. We're talking about 11 acres of reclaimed wood, wall paneling, flooring, trim, beams, slabs, you name it. Every single piece has a story behind it. Old barns, historic homesteads, long forgotten factories. This wood has been places, and now it can be part of your story too. Maybe you're building a home, remodeling a room, or just putting together that dream project you've had on the back burner. Superior Hardwoods of Montana can help bring it to life. They can even custom mill it to fit your exact vision because real craftsmanship never goes out of style. And here's the thing, you're not just getting character and beauty when you choose reclaimed wood, you're reclaiming American history. You're giving something old a brand new chapter with values that never go out of style. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Whether you're a contractor, a weekend DIYer, or someone who just loves a one-of-a-kind piece of wood, Superior Hardwoods is open to the public and ready to help. Exotic woods, live-edge slabs, pre-finished and unfinished flooring, it's all in stock and ready to go. Need help picking out the right material? Just ask. Their team has been doing it since 1977, and they know how to guide you through the woods, literally and figuratively. Swing by their beautiful showroom at 5120 Highway 93 South in Missoula, or check them out online at superior-hardwoods.com. I promise you, you'll leave inspired. That's Superior Hardwoods of Montana. Local, knowledgeable, family-run, and ready to help you build something that lasts. Let them help guide you through the woods at superior-hardwoods.com. Superior Hardwoods of Montana. Go see him. Back here on the Montana Outdoor Podcast, Audie Stein is with me, and we've been looking at these pictures of I mean, it's unbelievable. I'll put one more up here. We'll put number 4 back up here, Audie, so you can. But anyway, they were able to pull poor Audie out of one of these holes and get him out of there. So how big a wind was that to be? Well, first of all, let's say this. How long is your trailer? How big is that?
My trailer is a 42-foot Montana high country. It weighs over 14,000 dry.
14,000 dry, and that wind picked it up and flipped it over.
Yes, without much.
Wow.
I've heard that there was plus or minus 90, 86 mile an hour here, 95 mile an hour there. I don't, who knows what you have right where you are.
Yeah.
But it was
anywhere in the 80 to 90 mile an hour area, that is like a significant hurricane type wind or tornado type winds.
Yeah, and I think part of what probably took place was it has a leveling system. There's 3 pedestals each side that
Mhm.
come down, automatically level it up and sit on pads, which sturdies it up quite well. But when
Mhm.
we had the severe amount of rain we had and that wind was rocking us, I think the
Oh,
ground softened under the pads on the opposite side of the, so it allowed it to have the ability to turn easy.
so it twisted just enough to where that wind
Yeah,
could get underneath it, and then off you went. I'll bet you're right.
yeah, and
Wow.
chances are if I see another one of them clouds coming, I'm probably not gonna wait to see how bad it gets.
Right. So, in looking at this cloud, the cloud that you sent me, the picture of that was a picture that you took before you turned in and got into
Yeah,
your trailer?
there wasn't any wind. I took that picture. I mean, literally 10 minutes later, it was a bad storm. And I
Wow.
thought it was like 4 or 5 miles away. I'm kind of going to watch it, see where it goes. Okay.
Right? Mhm.
Um, that,
So, from the time that you took this picture to the time the trailer went over, about how long of a period was that, do you think?
well, 12, 14 minutes later.
No way. So, just that short amount of time, that thing
Well,
had
I,
come
I
in.
have my time on my camera. I took the picture at 5:43 and it hadn't gotten 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, Andy was calling Josh on his way to help me.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so it was a short time.
Mhm. So, what does a fisherman like yourself think about when you come to, you're in the dark in your trailer with all kinds of stuff on you? What were some of the things that was going through your head?
I'm wondering where I am. Okay. I
Okay.
mean, like I can't move. Okay. I can't
Mhm.
move. I can't see. And so Andy's like, where are you? I'm, I'm in here. Where's
You're
here?
in here, but who knows where
I said,
that is? Yeah.
I can't see nothing. I can't move. I said, I'm
Mhm.
all pinned in.
Mhm.
So
And was the weight pretty heavy on you?
not, no, no,
No.
it was
Oh,
because what saved me was a dining chair ended up upside down. The back was on the floor. The seat was against that roof and the legs were up and it kept that stuff from smashing down onto me. So
that probably
my head and my chest were under that chair.
that probably saved your life.
It did save it. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt. Because I'd have had recliners and ovens and stuff. That's what was on top of the chair.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Um,
That's the good Lord there.
yeah, I said,
It just wasn't
obviously it
too
wasn't my time. He must still have a plan for me to be here.
Yeah.
'Cause he
Yeah.
had his opportunity to get me gone.
Yeah, he had this opportunity to take you, to have an up close personal conversation, and he decided that chair was gonna save you for now.
Yes.
Wow. Wow. Boy, that's just I mean, that's amazing. So, did you hear so once you got out of the hospital and you were talking to friends and that, did you hear of other trailers that had turned over as well?
I
Or were you
hadn't,
the
but
only
it
one
wasn't
in the area?
actually Andy and Sam followed the ambulance to the hospital.
Mhm.
So I was there for 4 or 5 hours, X-ray and making sure
Mhm.
that I wasn't busted up more than so I didn't have any no bone breaks. Okay.
Oh.
And so the
Mhm.
next day, so I went and spent the night at their house.
Mhm.
The next day, when you leave their place to go up to see what we could salvage, we drove past, it's called Kirkland subdivision,
Uh-huh.
and there's campers in there not really like they rolled as much, like tipped on their side. Um, there was buildings blown apart. I mean, there was a lot of wind damage in that subdivision, severe manner. Okay.
Yeah. Well, in the place that you're in right now, Kenny Alt's place,
Yes.
the roof
It
got
had
pulled.
damage.
Yeah,
Yes.
the roof got pulled
Yes.
off of that.
Yes.
Wow.
That's in Kirkland subdivision.
Mhm.
Yes. And they're putting in a golf course here. So there was a big steel reel of poly pipe. I mean, like a steel reel, probably 6 feet tall. But the wind, what took off rolling at a high rate of speed, I would guess, because it hit a concrete curb, flew in the air, and they had just finished framing a 40 by 80 building. It blew apart.
Wow. Just blew the whole building apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, they're just reframing it.
So, did you hear what it must have been like out on Fort Peck on the water with that kind of wind going? That must have been crazy.
I talked to a few people. The marina was a little bit jammed up.
Mhm.
Once the wind hit bad, they just pretty well rode it out, their boats into the wind and waited, because you're not going to load a boat.
No.
I mean, it was huge whitecaps in the marina.
Mhm. So when you say it was jammed up, it was full of boaters wanting to get loaded up and
well,
get
that's
out.
what I was told.
Yeah, I
I
imagine.
mean,
so,
there
yeah.
was like 15, 20 boats, because the storm's coming and everybody on the lake's headed for the marina. Well, you're not loading 15, 20 boats at a time.
No,
It's,
And-
well,
especially in that weather. Well, and the good thing there is that marina is pretty well protected. So,
yes.
at least they
They
made
dealt
it
with
to
the
a
winds
safe
and the
spot.
storm, but if you had been caught out on the main lake,
Oh, I can't even imagine that.
the waves would have
It would have got
they
you.
wouldn't have been good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, but no boaters, it sounds like, were caught out in the lake, because we didn't hear of any major stuff there.
And there was another camper that was pretty fortunate. Nobody was in. I don't know what point it is, but it rolled down the hill and went into the dredge cut, the lakes. The corner of that was sticking up out of the water. And if somebody had
Wow.
been in that, they'd have drowned.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't have been able to get out, and the
No.
water would have got him. Yeah. Sheesh. Well, we're going to take one more quick break, and then when we come back, I'll get some final thoughts from you, and then I tell you what, my friend, we're just good to have you here. We'll be right back right after this. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer. Truth is, the Montana Outdoor Podcast wouldn't exist without their incredible support. And if you've been enjoying these episodes each week, maybe it's time to support the folks who help make it happen. So here's the question. Do you need a trailer for work, for hauling gear to your next adventure? Or maybe a new truck bed to help keep your life organized, whether it's for work or play? Well then, go see the folks who already get what you're about. You see, if you listen to this show, you've already got something in common with Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer. Like you, they love the outdoors. They work hard, and they're dang good at what they do. Their job? Helping people like you get your work done faster so you can get back out in Montana's great outdoors. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer carries a full lineup of Diamond Sea trailers, gooseneck, equipment, dub trailers, well, you name it. Whether you're hauling a few supplies or towing the big stuff, Diamond Sea trailers are built to handle it all with reliability and ease. They also carry CM truck beds, the strongest, most durable truck beds around. Plus, they service everything they sell. Need your trailer rewired so the lights work the way they're supposed to? They'll take care of that too. Got a new truck? They'll get you set up with the accessories you need, installed and ready to roll. And don't wait until the last minute to schedule your trailer service. Do that ahead of time so your gear's ready to go when you are. They also stock a huge selection of parts for Boss snowplows, CM truck beds, and Diamond Sea trailers. And if it's not in stock, they'll find it. Need financing? Well, they've got you covered there, too. Need a gooseneck or fifth wheel hitch for that rodeo trip or family outing to the great outdoors? Yep, they install those, too. Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer. They're in Missoula at 5680 Expressway. You can call them at 406-549-4243 or check them out online at rmtte.com. That's Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer, rmtte.com. Now let's get back to what Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer helped create, the podcast. Back here on the Montana Outdoor Podcast, and Audie Stein is my guest here, and I just wanted to have him on to share his amazing story of being in his camper, beautiful 40-foot travel trailer, and when you were on the phone, you rolled at that time on the phone, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy says, the last thing I heard you say is, I'm going over. And that's the last thing I remember.
Because it was lights out for you.
Well, and it did. You would kind of think maybe it would go a little slow motion. I don't think there was no flow. I think it just was really fast, and I was out of the.
Do you think it rolled over a few times?
No.
Or just landed on its side like that?
From Andy and a few other guys that kind of evaluated, they think it picked it up, carried it about 20 feet, turned it a half a turn, and slammed it down on the ground. Because at one point, the roof was down. Air conditioners aren't damaged, and there was no marks on the ground for 20-some feet. That was pure mud. So there was no spot where the camper rolled and made dents or divots or
right.
And there was no debris. So
that wind picked up that trailer, which weighs how much again?
I think it's 14,400 dry.
14,400 pounds. Picked it up and then slammed it into. Looks like it was a little bit of a hillside there, maybe, or no?
Yeah, that's probably maybe a little bit of downhill, but it wasn't. A good thing, it wasn't very much downhill, or it probably wouldn't have quit going.
Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think it rolled because there really wasn't evidence.
Yeah, if it had rolled, it would probably have knocked that air conditioner off.
Yes.
There, or any of that.
But for it to end up where it was, at one point the air conditioners had to be down. So it kind of twirled in the air and smacked.
So what's next for you? Do the insurance company cover something like that or no?
I have insurance, and we're in the process of negotiating because it's pretty skinny. But nonetheless, like my son, he has so we have another camper there. We got another camper up there now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
It's his camper. But he's on his way up today, and he ordered a system. You run these big auger-looking screws in the ground, and you ratchet strap it to the leveling system. So you are somewhat anchoring it to the ground like a guy wire anchor on a pole. Because I'm not staying in the camper in any more winds.
That's going to break you of that in a hurry. Yeah.
I said, we need to get something built that we fasten to the ground.
So on that lot, are you building a place there then?
Yeah. Building I guess you call it barndominium.
Barndominium.
Yes. In fact, Friday they're going to pour the concrete.
Okay. And I imagine you're going to make sure it's really good concrete and really anchored down.
I've been told there's two things about the concrete. Guarantee it will crack. Guarantee no one will steal it.
Right. Exactly. Well, but, on the other side of it, that just had to be a freak wind that just happened to come through and hit it just right. Do you think? I mean, what are the odds you think that would ever happen to you again?
Probably not too good. People around here said that. I mean, some guys that are 50, 60 years old who grew up here said they've never seen the
Yeah.
windstorm like that one.
Yeah.
But obviously, they're not that often because it tore a lot of buildings up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean, before Captain got his place there at Fort Peck, which is
they,
where I stay when I come out there now, we used to stay in his fifth wheel, all the time. And, we had some high winds now and then, but,
he's kind of in the community. So when you get all those trees, even though you get damage and they fall and break
Mhm.
things, they're pretty good buffer for the wind.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it
know,
really was.
if
'Cause
you're on the edge of
didn't damage.
town and there's no trees, well, like
That's
this Kirkland subdivision where Kenny is,
Mhm.
there's no tree developed yet. I mean, it caved his gable in and peeled up plywood and roofing and flopping around out there. So
Yeah.
that just, I mean, it takes something pretty strong, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and this is an amazing, amazing story, and it just really, for any folks that go out camping and that in the winds and that, it really shows you what the power of Mother Nature is, and when it's gonna do what it does, there's no stopping it. You're helpless
Yeah.
at
Well,
that
let her,
point. 14,000 pounds, and it picked you up like it was nothing.
yes. Basically, that's what it did.
Yeah.
And that was before we filled it up with stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's
P-
probably a lot heavier than that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it fortunately there's really good people in this community
Oh, yeah.
that came. I mean, they just ventured out in the storm, find their way to get there. I mean, they had to go around the trees that had to blowed over the highway and all the other BS that was going on
Sure.
to,
To get to you to do it.
yeah, because
Wow.
there isn't anybody else. Well, there is some more up there now. In the last months, more have come.
Mhm.
Um, so I've given my perspective that you may want to fasten that camper down more
Yeah.
than just the leveling legs.
Yeah, pull out a few of your pictures and say, "And if you don't wanna do that, here's what might happen." Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's not. At least I'm still here to talk about it because
Exactly.
it was quite easily someone could have been hurt very, very bad.
Mhm. Well, like you say, it just wasn't your time, and then the other thing is, you gotta find out who makes that chair, because that must be one hell of a chair.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it. Yeah, because they
Yeah.
couldn't break the legs off of it, and
Mm.
Josh was trying to. They had to go get the sawzall to cut the legs off so they could get the chair out of the way to get me out. But he
Wow.
chop it up.
Yeah, that
Well,
is one hell of a chair. You should write that company a letter and say, if anyone ever questions how strong your chair is, you could just let them know. They're pretty damn strong.
yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, so here you are. You're still there. You're doing your thing. How has fishing been for you now that things are all better? Have you been catching any fish?
I've been busy trying to get caught up for the 2 weeks of loss, so we haven't been out fishing, but we might get out before the storm. We did go. Salmon fishing
Mhm.
was pretty good. We didn't get in. We didn't get out to do any walleye fishing,
Mhm.
but we're probably going to
Well,
take a run at them here shortly.
yeah, the walleye fishing on Fort Peck's been pretty dang good. We've been hearing all kinds of great reports, and of course, the salmon fishing is
That's kind of wrapping up. That comes the middle of July, and by Labor Day, that's kind of on the back
Mhm.
end of the deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people I know that it's been a good summer for guys
Mhm.
fishing walleyes. Good
Yeah.
numbers,
Well,
good size, and I guess that's why we're building up here.
yeah. Yeah, that's well, it's just a fabulous place. And I guess just to wrap it up here, what this shows to me is, one, it's an incredible place to be. Otherwise, people wouldn't be there. But one of my favorite things about the whole Glasgow and Fort Peck area is the people. The people there are the salt of the earth, greatest folks you're ever going to know or meet. Um, my dad grew up there, and my grandpa was a preacher there in Glasgow for many years, and so I've gotten to know the folks, over my lifetime quite often. I've been there a lot, and of course that. But I'll tell you what, it is. I think your story really shows just what the whole Fort Peck area is about, and that's great people that are always going to be there for each other.
And I can tell you that the medical facility in Glasgow was outstanding.
Was it good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they went to work, and they were just top notch. I couldn't say
Mhm.
anything better about the doctors, their assistants. I mean, the people. I mean, they're trying to clean you up, and you look like you've been rolling around in the pig pen.
Yeah. They must have wondered, well, what happened to this guy? He's covered in syrup and oatmeal and blood. What the hell was that?
Yeah, yeah.
Not you see every day.
So
Oh man. Well, Audie, thank you very much for coming on the Montana Outdoor podcast, and keep us posted. Show us some of those great fish that you catch. Send us some pictures, and you take care. And we're just glad that we got to talk to you.
All right, thank you, Dale.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. There's a major story, a very harrowing event that can happen when you head to Fort Peck and want to go fishing or doing whatever you're doing. So do be safe out there. Be careful. And just like Audie's experience, when you hear about people having a tough time, help them out. That's what it's all about. Got to take care of each other. Until next time, be safe and be good to each other. We'll see you soon on the Montana Outdoor Podcast.
Thanks for watching the Montana Outdoor Podcast. You know, there's no way we could do this podcast without the incredible support of sponsors like Superior Hardwoods of Montana, home of the largest selection of in-stock, high-end wood products and flooring in the western United States. Let them guide you through the woods at superior-hardwoods.com. And of course, Rocky Mountain Truck and Trailer in Missoula, home of Boss Snowplows, CM Truck Beds, and Diamond Sea Trailers. Go see them on the web at rmtte.com. We'd love to hear what you thought of this week's podcast. When you get a minute or two, shoot us an email and tell us your thoughts. Same goes if you have any questions for Rigger or this week's guest. Just send your questions or comments to Downrigger at montanooutdoor.com. Hey, don't forget we should be dropping a new podcast this next Saturday. Until then, gang, we hope to see you soon out in Montana's great outdoors.